Hey everyone, welcome to today's video, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about a tag that someone requested me I do. I believe the tag was started by Kelly Gooch. I will link her channel down below. And then other people started doing this a couple of months ago. I just haven't gotten around doing it yet, so that's why I thought, hey, let's do a if I could keep only one. So I went through my makeup collection and there were some tough choices here. So if I had to, I don't know, sell the rest of my makeup, which of the items would I then keep? So one item per category. I think there may be a bit of overlap with my if I lost all my makeup, what would I repurchase video that I did a couple of months ago. There may be a bit of overlap there, but I think it will actually be quite minimal. Because if you have to go out and repurchase an entire face of makeup, there are different choices I would make than if I already have the product and I need to get rid of everything else and I can decide to keep only one thing per category. There are definitely more items here. There are more steps in my makeup routine than just 10 items, which was in the other video. So I'm just going to talk you through every single item that I have here for you. So my first item isn't actually a makeup item, but it is a beauty related item because I went through all of my makeup and then I was like, oh, but yeah, I could also include a perfume. So that's why I'm including this. This is the Balenciaga Florabotanica perfume. This is my holy grail perfume. This is, if I have a signature scent, this would be it. And it's sadly been discontinued. You can still find it online in certain places, but that's why I wanted to put it in here because I do really like this perfume. So that's why I decided if I were to get rid of all of my other perfumes and I could keep only one, it would definitely be this one. Onto makeup, and I thought we could just go through how I would apply it. First would be primer, and I was thinking primer, yeah, should I include it or not? I'm a bit of a primer novice. I haven't tried a ton of primers yet. So the one that I've tried so far that I like the best is the Faced Hangover RX. But I'm not sure. This may change in the very foreseeable future because I just haven't tried that much yet. And I keep trying new primers. That's currently my jam. I try to keep using different primers regularly to see if I like something differently. So far, of everything that I've tried, I still like this the best. So far, so good. If I could keep only one primer, Faced Hangover RX. For foundation, I was having a very hard time to decide which one to keep. But then I thought, I really like this foundation. And when I posted this and someone asked, I think I wore this in a video a couple of months ago, and someone's like, oh, what foundation are you wearing? Your skin looks great. And it was this. And also when I did the review, everybody was like, wow, your skin is looking marvelous here. This stuff does something to my skin. And I thought, Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation, if I could only keep one foundation, this would probably be it. I know that Tarte is a brand that a lot of people are boycotting right now because of the whole Shape Tape dilemma, of course. But I would definitely I bought this months ago, or like way before that ever happened. And I still have this, and I think I would go with this foundation. I would have to go with a high-end foundation as well because I'm pretty fair. So I have a lot of issue with drugstore foundations, even though I did include some drugstore when it comes to concealer, because I think that in terms of concealer, I like drugstore ones best so far over some of the high-end ones that I've tried. My current favorite one is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This is a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. This doesn't come with a whole lot of product, but I do really like this. I used one up completely. I already repurchased it. I'm in the shade C3, in case you're wondering. And yeah, when I am feeling stuck in a concealer rut, I will definitely be going back to this. So the next step in my makeup routine would be to set my face. I know not everybody likes setting their faces. I like it because I want my makeup to last all day. Like, I don't want to, like, I'm a teacher. I don't have time to walk out of a class to go powder my nose. Like, it's just not part of the game, you know? So I need my makeup to stay put. I talk a lot all day because that's my job. And I'm up in people's faces as well. So I want this to look at least semi-okay. I don't always manage to do that because if I'm trying out new products, I think my students aren't able to tell. But if I want to make sure that my skin looks really nice all day long, I am using the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Pressed Powder. This is a repurchase. I think this is my third or fourth one. I go through this fairly quickly, which is a bit of a shame, but I do really like this powder. So Too Faced is very heavily represented in this video, I have to say. I didn't expect that actually going into it, but just happens to be the case that I like quite a few Too Faced products. Oh well. The next step in my makeup routine would be to do brows, and I have some more drugstore products for you. You know my favorite brow gel is the Essence Make Me Brow. I repurchased this and I will repurchase it again. I am dying to try the Benefit one, which everybody says this is a dupe for. So I just really want to put them side by side and see whether I like the Benefit one better or not. But for now, the Essence Make Me Brow is one of my favorites. In terms of a brow product to add a bit of color to my brows, I really like the Soap and Glory Archery Brow Pencil. This only comes in 2 shades, so it's not perfect for everyone, but the blonde shade is perfect for my brows. It's very similar to the Anastasia Brow Wiz, where it has a very fine tipped pen and a spoolie on the other end. You can brush it through. I set it with the brow gel, and we're done. Right, so then we move on to the rest of the face. For bronzer, I would go with a drugstore option as well. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I love this stuff. This is one of the best bronzers I own. It is light, it is matte, it doesn't look muddy, and it just fits my skin tone. I know that Physicians Formula is a brand that gets a lot of slack for not including enough skin tones, but I'm really happy with how pale this goes, because especially in the drugstore, I find it very difficult to find a good bronzer because they're usually not light enough. They're too orange, they look muddy on me. There's always a host of issues with drugstore bronzers for me, and this is one of the very first ones that I tried that I like. And then I was like, shall I include this, yes or no? I'm currently not really into contouring. I just really like a bronzy look like this with a bit of blush, and like that it all nicely blends together. I'm a bit over the contouring thing, but if I had to include something that I like to contour with, I was thinking, what is my favorite contour? And I was like, if I could only keep one contour item in my makeup collection, it would be this. And this is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. So technically this isn't even a contour. But on me, oh, look at that dip. There's a very large dent in the middle of this. I really like this, especially in combination with my Hourglass bronzer, which isn't in here, but I think it would still work very well with the Physicians Formula bronzer as well. So I would use this for contour, most definitely. Another splurgy item, I'm very sorry, but in terms of highlight, you can't beat Becca. And this is Prismatic Amethyst. This is my favorite highlighter, I think. If I had to pick a favorite, it would be this. I'm not sure if you can see that, but if I hold it up to the camera, you can see this has gotten a lot of views. I'm wearing down the pattern in the middle of this. Oh, I really like this. It has a very sort of icy, purpley pinky shift to it. I'm wearing it today, but on my fair skin, this is just perfect. They're expensive, but if you're getting as much use out of it as this one, I think it's worth the price point. But we have some more affordable stuff, because for blush, I decided to go with my very trusty H&M blush in Tawny Peach. This is one of my favorite blushes. It's one of those like, are you sure that's a blush color on you kind of color? It's one of those, but I absolutely love this. This is such a great all-rounder. I can wear this all year round. It's just such a great affordable option. I think these retail for about 10 euros or so, I'd say, and this is just a really, really great little blush, and I just keep reaching for this time and time again. So if I had to get rid of all of my blushes, oh, I hope not. I really do like a good blush, but I would keep this one. And I figured that in terms of eyeshadow primer, I really like something like an Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, or the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I really like the Milani one. Those really make your eyeshadows stay put. And that's why I prefer using eye primer, but when I thought about it, I was like, but when it comes to those kind of primers, I'm not really too fussed. As long as they don't make my eyeshadow crease, I could live with anyone. I just tried one by Catrice that I really, really liked, which is like a fraction of the price of all of the other ones that I just mentioned. So I'm like, would I really, like, if I could keep only one eyeshadow primer, would I really go for one of those? I was like, no. In terms of eyeshadow primer, the one item I can't live without is my MAC Paintpot in Painterly. I can never say that right in one go. MAC Paintpot in Painterly. You got that? I've had this for years and it's finally running out. Already, because it's such a long-lasting product, that's already why this is like up there above all the others. I do need something to set this, because if I don't set this, it's why I double prime. In case you didn't know, I double prime my lids, because else everything just sliding around. Is that a very sort of extra step in your makeup routine? Yes, it is. I'm very aware of it. But I find that if I do that, I don't have to go in with something like a glitter glue or anything like that. I just do this, set it with some eyeshadow, and then I'm good to go. And then of course we got to the hardest part, and I didn't want to cheat. I didn't want to go and pick like, oh, but if it were this season, I would keep this palette, and if it were that occasion, I would keep that palette. I wanted to really push myself and just make a decision what eyeshadow palette I would keep out of my entire makeup collection if I could keep only one. Now, if you saw my, if I lost all my makeup video, then you know that if I were to go out and repurchase an eyeshadow palette, it would be the Lorac Pro 3. And I stand by that. However, the Lorac Pro 3 would give me a very neutral, everyday look. But if I could only keep one eyeshadow palette, I was thinking it needs to be able to do everything. It needs to do basic neutral, it needs to do smoky, it needs to do nighttime, it needs to do a pop of color, it needs to do everything. And I was thinking, do I even have a palette like that in my collection? I was like, yeah, sure you do. Your custom MAC palette. That will see you through every single makeup emergency. I have all of my neutral shades at the top, some great transitions, some really nice lit shades. I have all of the basic like highlighty shades that you might need. And then if we flip it over, here at the bottom, I have all my darker, more smoky versions. I've got some pops of color here with the cranberries and the greens, some really nice peachy shades as well. I've got some really nice sparkly ones too. This is just like, in terms of eyeshadow, this will see me through everything. So if there's one eyeshadow palette that I would keep, it would be that one. Two more products left, because after eyeshadow, I would apply mascara. And I'm going to be featuring this. This is the Maybelline Falsies Flared. I definitely don't think you need to invest in mascara at all. I go back with drugstore all the time, and I sort of go back and forth between L'Oreal and Maybelline and try new ones once in a while. This is one that we can no longer get here, but last time I was in the US, which was last year, they were still selling this. So please, Maybelline, don't discontinue my favorite all-time mascara, please, please. In terms of lips, I would definitely go with a more high-end lipstick. I just feel that high-end lipsticks don't dry out my lips as much. They stay put a lot better. And one shade and one particular brand that I really like when it comes to lipsticks is MAC. The shade that I picked is Twig, because Twig, to me, goes with everything. I can wear this with smoky eyes. I can use this with a neutral look. It's like a neutral, but it's a little bit darker, which why it doesn't really wash you out all that much. And I've been reaching this a lot now that it's fall time, so I wanted to make sure to give it a mention here. So if I could keep only one item from each category in my makeup collection, this would be it. Let's just hope that I never get to the point that I have to get rid of tons of makeup and can only keep one. Or maybe one day I decide to become a minimalist and I only narrow it down to one item per category. Who knows? You never know, yeah, what you might be into. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos twice a week on Thursday and Sunday. 5 a.m. Central European time is when my videos go live. So I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye!